Jordan Poole has responded.
Yeah.
So I think I might actually go with Poole.
I don't think we're going to mention Julius Randle this year more, but there are a ton.
You shouldn't have brought him up last year either.
Well, there are a ton of good candidates this year for the award. So who would you go with right now?
It's so difficult because like you said, there are so many candidates. I don't have a guy who's like right in front of me. Like I kind of want to go Dejounte, if anything, because he kind of fits my qualifiers of not being a second-year guy. He wasn't a lottery pick. But at the same time, he kind of had a good year last year, to the point where I don't know if the leap that he took from last year to this year is big enough. And that's really what comes down to it for me. I want to see someone who is a little bit of a surprising selection, who comes out of nowhere and just kind of does something unexpected. I'm not surprised that Cole Anthony, for example, is coming in during his second year and doing these things. I'm not. I kind of expected him to. Plus, he's a second-year guy. Who else is like Tyrese Maxey fits that bill as well, right? I mean, again, second-year guy, come in, like gets a lot more reps on the ball.
Right.
Like Jordan Poole, I could see as someone because he was a late pick. He's in his third year, so he also fits my criteria. I wonder. No, you know what? I was actually about to say something I would be regretting. I was about to ask whether he gets the benefit of playing alongside Steph for the spacing issues. Not that it would be, tremendously, but honestly, I don't think that's fair because he's doing a lot of stuff on the ball that I did not anticipate him doing.
Yeah.
I think we saw a little bit from him last year that was super encouraging, and I think that's why he stuck in my mind a little bit for this year. So when he started hitting this year, I wasn't super surprised at it. I think we even brought him up in our preseason MIP conversation, didn't we?
We did. Well, because the Warriors were just so bullish on him coming into the year. Like they were effectively telegraphing, hey, we expect this guy to be in the MIP conversation, and he has been, to his credit.
You know what? That's actually a fair point. Because you know how often teams pimp up a guy and then that player doesn't respond.
It happened with Shake Milton last year.
Right. Jordan Poole has responded. So I think I might actually go with Poole because that's the surprising level. I didn't expect him to be that good on the ball. That surprised me. And that has flipped the narrative from him. Like he's not just some fill-in spot starter. This is a guy who would start on most NBA teams. Yeah. Apparently he would start in Miami as shooting guards because they're not starting Tyler Hero. No, but I mean, this, I actually feel comfortable with that one. I think
he's a good pick. Yeah, that's a completely reasonable pick. I think, let me see where he is on. Oh, yeah. Wow. He's actually 7th. That surprises me. I would have thought he'd be higher than that. He's 7th on FanDuel's list right now at plus 2,700. Miles Bridges is the favorite, and I know he violates your criteria because he was 12th overall pick in 2018, so he was a late lottery pick. The jump he's made just as a 3-level scorer, I think, deserves commendation here. There were signs of this at times last year, but not as consistent as he has been this year.
Right.
So I think I understand why he's the favorite for the award. If I had to pick right now, I would pick him as well. But that said, you brought up DeJounte Murray. I think he's an awesome pick for this award. He is, like, Lord knows, and our friend Jesse knows, I've been trying to get him on the Sixers for the last 6 months. We talked about, the Sixers list of 30, and I don't know if he was on there starting the year. He should be now because, the guy's averaging almost 19 points, 8.5 rebounds, 8.5 assists. Like, if the Spurs were better, he would deserve legitimate all-star consideration. He's been phenomenal. And he is also talk about two-way guy. He's like Caruso, like Drew Holiday, one of the better point of attack defenders in the league. also has just an enormous wingspan, so he's versatile. He can guard probably up to 3 positions. Like, you could reasonably play him 1 through 3 defensively.
Yeah. Are we absolutely sure he's not an all-star candidate despite the poor record?
I mean, I guess because it's the West, and the West is hurting.
This feels like the Twilight Zone again. I mean, look, we were always like so higher in the West. For years, the West was just better. That's where all the all-star were. I mean, this year, man, this year's different.
I mean,
like, Beyonce could make it.
Now that, I mean, like, Steph and Dre are in.
Right.
Book and CP are in.
Wait, is Dre in fully, you think?
Yeah, he should be.
I think I agree that he should be, but you know how voters are with guys who aren't necessarily strong scorers. Is he a lock?
Well, because the coaches pick the reserves, so I think the coaches would pick him.
See, this is where I'm behind on my all-star thing. Didn't fans also get like part of a vote for the reserves, or is it only starters now?
I think it's only starters, and even still, I mean, the Warriors fan base is gonna.
Yeah, that's a good point. Even if
he might be an all-star starter at this point, but I mean, those two guys, you figure CP and Book, Mitchell and Gobert.
Yeah,
John Morant, I would have put in, but he's hurt and he's gonna miss so much time that I don't know that anyone on the Grizzlies gets in. Paul George is in. LeBron and AD presumably in.
Luka as well.
And then Jokic, Towns, Lillard, we'll see.
Yeah, no one on Sacramento. No one on Houston.
Yeah, no one on OKC.
Pelicans either.
Yeah. Like, so I guess it's a fair point. It's entirely possible that he is in the actual consideration for it.
That's interesting.
Wow. Good Lord, the West. This is sad.
Yeah, right? That is weird. I mean, okay, we're in the middle of the, not even middle. We're yet to reach the middle of December, and the All-Star game is in February. So
right, there's time. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Anthony Edwards is another guy on this board. He is actually tied with Jordan Poole plus 2,700. He could be in the All-Star mix because the Timberwolves.
Oh, All-Star mix. I thought you were going with MIP because I'm like, stop it. Well, guys, pick number 1, second. Like he breaks all my rules. Like,
no. I wouldn't put him in the MIP mix because also we saw this for the second half of last year. Like, this is not, Miles Bridges. It was like a game or two at a time. Anthony Edwards, it was like the second half of last season told you he was gonna have a season. Like he was just gonna continue building on this. And yes, number 1 pick going into his second year.
I have a weird pick for you actually. And I've teased it before because it's so odd and it's so weird and it should be illegal and it is illegal, but I still want to bring it up.
Ooh, okay, I'm excited.
So you know how we all thought that Scotty Barnes could not score the basketball in college?
Yeah.
I mean, considering what he did in college, considering what he does now, if we're ignoring leagues.
Oh, can you just go most improved from college to...
if we just focus on basketball, we ignore that the NBA constraint is there because, and of course this is illegal, but is there a guy more improved? Like compared to what his reputation was last year, compared to now. Like that is unreal. This was a guy who didn't get shots in college to now being a 15-point scorer at the NBA level. Yeah, I'm just saying, like look, he's not eligible. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm just trying to talk this up a little bit because I think it's a fun observation that we have a guy here who's actually drastically improved from where he was last year. And we can't talk about it because the NBA has this restraint of, it's only an NBA context. Like he is greatly improved.
It's a fair point. I was trying to look down the odds list here to see if there's any other guys who like made such a leap like that. Because I mean, a lot of these guys, most improved often just goes to a guy who's playing a ton more minutes. Like,
right.
The jump was somewhat obvious here. And like John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards are 3 of the top 6, which is comical. Darius Garland is actually plus 3,000. I don't think he wins it, but he has been substantially better this year, and I'm glad he's at least getting some of that recognition. The one I
5th overall pick though.
Yeah, I know. The one I like, if we're going like pure dark horse here, Desmond Bane at plus 10,000.
2nd year guy, but I love the idea. Like if this was his 3rd year, that would have been a Jordan Poole-esque pick for me.
Yeah, number 30 overall pick though.
Yeah, I hear you. Like the draft stock is fantastic. It's just a matter of him having like the 2nd year thing, and he also had a pretty good last year, but not to this extent. Like, so he is the guy who can give hope to every player with a negative wingspan.
Right. Well, I mean, he also changes things for Memphis. If he's actually this good, like, you knew Ja and Jaren were going to be the corners, and Desmond Bane is, this guy's actually a long-term starter for them. And then also potentially Dylan Brooks as well. It's like, okay. They're starting to figure some things out here. Like this team should not be as good as it is.
You think so?
I mean, they're 4th in the West right now. And Ja's missed how many games already?
5.
Like they downgraded from Valanciunas to Steven Adams.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think anyone had him 4th in the West at this point in the season.
No, I get the 4th and all, but I also think that's like I don't want to say flawed logic, but I do want to say like the West is a little bit weird this year.
Sure.
I mean, the 14 and 10 is what they are, which I think is like, I don't think that's like above expectations. But maybe I'm also just unrealistically high on Memphis generally. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have to go back and look what their. I don't know if I have their over under handy. I do not. But I
mean, I just like the roster. I mean, Brandon Clark, Anthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, Tyus Jones. Even I think they made a mistake with Zaire Williams, but all right. I mean, you can live with that because they've hit a home run on so many other guys.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm trying to find it. I don't have it handy. I would be surprised if their like preseason win total over under was above like 35, 36. I don't think they were expected to be a 500 team this year.
No, that's fair. All right. I probably have them over 500, but probably barely so. But we also saw the writing on the wall with the West during the summer, right. I feel.
Yes, that's true.